What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? What up, Rem? Pewter Parker? Yep, Rem was totally first. I see it. What up, Swiftwire? And Mega, and El Chow, and Robert the Lobster 1. Thank you for shouting my name. I love it when you shout my name. And Shobu, how's everyone doing tonight? Thanks for joining. Yeah, so what you see on screen here, to answer your question, El Chow, is wire wrap by my good friend Trey at Swiftwire Jewelry. You can go check out his work by following that link right there. Let me just make sure it works. Yep, sure does. So click that link, go check out his stuff, man. Let me show off some of his stuff before we get started. All right? You guys want to see? I didn't do any of this. This is all him, by the way. I could never do this. I have tried, and it is so hard to do this stuff. And on top of, look at how those stones are set. You see that rutilated quartz right there, and that amethyst and those opals? Opals are so hard to set because they chip so easily. So he is really good at what he does. All right, let me show you a couple pieces. I believe all of these are available for sale. And he's in the chat if you have any questions. That would be Swiftwire. Let me just tag him right there. What up, Bobcat? How you doing tonight, dude? Thanks for joining. Yeah, guys, let me show you some of his other stuff. This next one is actually one of my favorites that he made. And I think it's mainly because I'm a big fan of blue. Let's hope it stays up so you can see it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Last work night of the year. Yeah, dude. What up, Toss Coin? Yeah. Oh, look at that. It fell. I'm sorry. I'm trying to, like, figure out how to get these to stay upright. Alright, stay there. Yeah, so these are made by my, like I said, these are made by my friend. Here's his website if you want to check it out. He does amazing work. Yeah, look at that. Look at those opals on either side there. What's that? Swift Wire, what is that stone in the center there? I really like it a lot. Here, let me show you guys, like without it spinning. Look at that stone. Isn't that cool? This is all done by hand, by the way, guys. This is all done by hand, and it's really, really cool. Azurite, freaking sweet. All right, you guys want to see a couple more? Let's show a couple more, then we'll get started on this dice. He made a ring. Who doesn't like a good old ring? A good old-fashioned ring, am I right? Man, my camera, this is too zoomed in. Yeah, isn't that nice? So yeah, guys, go check out his website. See the different stuff he's got. SwiftWireJewelry.com. I'll post it in the chat one more time here. But yeah, he showed me his stuff, and I'm like, dude, I got to show this off to my community because they love this stuff. Isn't that beautiful? How you doing tonight, Mail? Thanks for joining, dude. All right, I got a couple more. I'm actually going to save my favorite for last, okay? My all-time favorite. How you doing tonight, Sandra? Thanks for joining. All right, this one's really big, so I think I'm just going to have to take that out of here. Look at this. So this is a real opal that's in there. Look at that opal. Look at that thing shine. Yeah, look at all those colors in there and everything. Isn't that gorgeous? He does amazing work, guys. And look at that. All the raw gemstones and everything too. Sorry, I'm moving the wrong way on my camera. That's a 12.5 karat opal. That thing, it's so clear you can see my finger behind it. Here, you guys want to see the back? Look at all that craftsmanship that goes into making sure that all the stones in there are secure and they're not going to fall out without taking away from any of the aesthetic of the piece. Look at that garnet. Oh, that's cool, man. I love that. All right, and the final piece of his. All right, oh man, I like this one. Look how fancy that is. Look at this right here, where my thumb is. I love that. Isn't that badass? Yeah, thanks so much for the host, dude. So these are all pendants, or I would say these are really works of art, man. These are so beautiful. This is just the back of the pendant. Even the back is gorgeous. Oh man. So yeah, again, go check out. Oh, here, we might as well do this one too on the full spectrum that I've been doing, right? It's rutilated quartz in there. Isn't that awesome? And this is a combination of like the black and kind of the coppery look. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Sorry, I can't see chat very well. But yeah, guys, go check out. Sorry, let me just scoot into camera here. Go check out my buddy Trey over at Swiftwire Jewelers. Right there. Check out his work. He puts in a lot of time and effort into these pieces, and they're all done by hand. So check him out. Ryan, if a customer came to you to have something like those cleaned, how would you go about doing it? I would probably just use a toothbrush and soap. The reason is because if it's copper or bronze or silver, it can tarnish, and I don't want to tarnish it because the colors are very done properly. So what I do is I take a toothbrush like this one here, and I would just lightly clean it with soapy water, warm soapy water, and a toothbrush. Yeah, how long does it take you to do one of those, Swift? You need a few tiaras with those beauties on them. Yeah, Sandra. Sorry, guys, if I missed some of the chat. How you doing tonight, Chemist? The big opal one was about 40 hours? Holy crap. So, yeah, man, those are no joke. Those are serious pieces. Hi. Why? You know?
It's almost Christmas.
Yeah. I agree. Then it's over. Alright, guys, so tonight I just got tired of looking at this piece of turquoise. You're half drunk after a crappy day at work. Let's talk about you. Alright. Yeah, what up, Moniker? How are you? Thanks for joining, dude. I really appreciate that. Tonight, we're going to hopefully finish up this turquoise that we're trying to turn into a 20-sided die. I'm tired of seeing it dopped up, and we're just going to finish it. Yeah, let's do this. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Moniker. I really appreciate the support, man. All right, here we go. So we're at... Oh, yeah, by the way, if you take a look at the diagram down low, in the lower right-hand corner is the bottom of the stone, also known as the pavilion. So we're going to... Yeah, gem cutter. We're going to... I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, it's called the pavilion. Bottom of the gemstone. Let's do it. Also, guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I love talking about what I do. Also, if you want to commission my buddy Trey over at Swiftwire Jewelry, after getting a gemstone from me, or maybe you have a stone already and you just don't know what to do with it and you want something beautiful like that, you can either ask me or you can hop over to his website right here and check him out. There we go. Thanks, Automaton. Yeah, he does amazing work that I can't do. It's crazy. Alright, so tonight we're doing a turquoise. My camera, lighting is odd. Let me just clean your eyeball here. Yeah, how's everyone doing? You guys excited for the weekend? I know I am. I have tomorrow off, and then I work all the way up till Christmas. So that'll be exciting. But it's okay, because I think I get the weekend after Christmas off. Your eyes! I'm glad I could help you clean them. Didn't mean to poke them. I'm very sorry about that. Oh yeah, Swift's Instagram and all that too. Check it out. Best way to start a commission is through his Instagram. There you go. Told hubby Swift had wire work for $1,200. He was kind of outraged until I showed him, and he just stared for 15 seconds. Dude, wire wrapping is no joke with that stuff. It's crazy. Especially if the wire breaks on you while you're doing it. Your back is sore from shoveling. Well, we don't have any snow here, thankfully. Well, it started to kind of like snow, rain. We should do a collaboration. I agree. You got a promotion today, and you got your Christmas bonus, and you're currently working on a nice cup of sake. And you find a gem cutter on Twitch. Yes. Yeah, man. So the kind of stuff I do is this kind of stuff right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you would block it. Thank you so much, El Chow, for the gifted sub. Dude, I really appreciate it. There you go, Moniker. How you doing tonight, Cloud? I missed you. Also, if you can't tell, my voice is still a little rough. Thank you so much for the support. But yeah, I do this kind of stuff right here. I cut gemstones. That one. We got this one right here. I also designed gemstones too. I got this one right here. Good old amethyst. Look at that amethyst. Ooh, it's a nice looking amethyst. Oh, actually, I think there was a facet I had to take out of here that wasn't... No, maybe not. I don't know. All right. Well, we're just going to go with this. Yeah, high five. You're good. Just studying before bed. Have your stream on in the background. Well, thanks, Cloud. I appreciate that. I'm glad I can keep you company before bed. Oh, that's going to be me next year, though. Next year, I'm going full out. I'm going to become a gemologist, and I'm going to learn how to do appraisals and stuff, too, for jewelry and gemstones. Have a great dinner. What are you eating tonight, Twitcher? What up, Vengeance? There you go, Vengeance. What did I have for dinner? I made an egg and a sandwich. Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you so much for checking it out. I need a paper towel. Yeah, today was a great day at work for me. It went by so quick. All right, 120, 24. Oh, there you go, Automaton. Thank you. You're waiting for classes to come back so you can do lapidary stuff. Currently, you just do ring designs and 3D printing. Oh, sweet, Moniker. Oh, that's badass, dude. Yeah, I do. Oh, here, Moniker, you might like this, too. Program. So, I use Okay, guys, we're going to get distracted for a second here. Come on over here. So, what I also do is I design gemstones. Like, here, let's pull up Predator's helmet. Like this. But I design a lot of gemstones that are kind of like nerdy. So like if we go to the Avengers, these are some of my favorites. We've got Tony Stark's arc reactor. So these are things that I can actually cut. So I've actually faceted some of this stuff. Let's see, what else do we have? We had Captain America's shield. And here, I'll show you one more, then we'll get back to faceting. The Star Wars Empire emblem. Check this one out. Aw, yeah. Yeah, right, Moniker? And, of course, I made a bunch of Pokemon badges. Like, what would Pokemon badges look like in real life, right? Here's the Cascade badge. Oh, it doesn't look good on a... here we go. Let's do a red background. Yeah. Cursed. Yes, it is the cursed cut. That's what ruined my lap. So yeah, I do gemstone designs and stuff like that. We tried to make Baby Yoda, but it just turned out looking like a Powerpuff Girl. I guess it could be either Powerpuff Girl or Yoda, you know. All right, 48. Haha. Yeah, Moniker. How you doing tonight, Chef? Thanks for joining, dude. It goes well. How are you doing? Oh yeah, guys, I also do have, I do commissions. Haha, do. Yes, I said it. We all do it. If you're interested in a commission, you can hop over to my website, ryan56k.com, and click on the free estimate up top. Good, I'm glad you're doing well. Yeah, also my Instagram and my Etsy store. I've got a bunch of stuff on my Etsy store. Now that I set my stones into jewelry. Yeah, Chef. So the way a commission works, for those of you that are curious, but maybe you don't want to message me, that's fine. The way it works is first, you'll message me, and even if you don't know exactly what you want, but maybe you know, like, I really like this color. Then we'll go through the different stones, or maybe you just have an idea of like a ring that you really like or something like that, or a setting you're looking for. So we'll go through and figure out what exactly you want, and then we'll pick a design, and then I'll cut it all by hand, typically right here on stream where you can watch me. It's real simple. I love looking for stones. I'm actually getting ready to work on an engagement ring for a guy. He's getting a peach sapphire, and I'm really excited about that. It'll be the second engagement ring that I've done. And it's just it's such a great feeling to be like something I made is going to be in someone's life for a very long time. All right, we got to switch laps. I'm going to do my 600. It's taking too long. You know, it's like it's gonna outlive me. It's gonna get passed down. It might even like marry someone else in the future. And it's something I made. Plus, think about it. That's such a great story too. Where did your ring come from, Mom or Grandma or whoever? And you'd be like, well, you see, there's this bald guy on the internet. What's the coarsest lap I have? 100. I have 100 grit lap. Look at this thing. See how, ooh, don't touch that lap. See how coarse this is compared to this? Alright, this is our 600, so we're gonna go to our 260, I think. 600's taking too long. Oh, come on. I've got a lot of laps here, and they're all really heavy. Okay. So you can already see, you can see the sparkle on this. This is a much more, also pardon my gross hands. I'm a goldsmith, so they get pretty beat up at work. The larger faces of the stones take a lot longer because they are, well, bigger. You got to take off more material from it and all that. So it takes a lot longer to remove it all in, like, because it's got to take it all off. Oh yeah, sorry, this one's a bit of a louder lap. Because it's got to take off all the material at once and evenly too. So So it cuts it flat and even. Also, guys, next week, exactly 1 week from today, at this exact time, we are going to be celebrating you guys, the rough crowd. You as a community, we're going to be playing Jackbox games. And I'm going to be giving away Amazon gift cards. And we're going to have a special Christmas giveaway that we're going to be doing on that evening as well. And everyone in chat, regardless if you are subscribed or a follower, has a chance to win all night long. So, join us next week for fun Jackbox games. Even if you don't know how to play, you should still join. I will be slightly intoxicated, but it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Sound of progress, but it still cuts really slow. At work, you need to surface grind parts. Basically the same process, only the required flatness is like unbelievable. I believe it, man. The higher end polishing laps are like that. Like I think the highest end polishing lap that you can get is about $500 for one lap. Bro, you can use whatever you want for my Etsy, man. I really appreciate it, and thank you for asking. Though I'm sure people already have. Does not bother me at all. Man, guys, I might need to pull out that 100 grit. But I feel like it'll really just chew up the lapis. I mean, turquoise. Lapis actually facets a lot easier than turquoise. Your wheels are like $300-400, and you have to keep dressing them every few passes because the wheels get packed with metal. Oh yeah, yeah. Each of these cutting laps is about $200. How you doing, Tribble? Thanks for joining tonight. Do you ever file your fingernails down? I don't need to. I always keep them short. Whenever I can start seeing like the white of it going past my finger, I always clip my nails. Yeah, I know, Gem Cutter. I just don't like the time it takes. That's why I set this aside before, because I'm like, oh, this just takes so long. This is why custom cut dice by hand cost quite a bit. It's because, well, you can see how long it takes. Yeah, thank you so much, Allie DMO. How you doing tonight, Allie? Or is it Ally? I'm going to call you Ally. How you doing tonight, Ally? Thanks for joining. Welcome to the rough crowd. Man, so I have tomorrow off. I think tomorrow... Well, I've got some commissions I have to answer. Oh my god, guys. Listen to this. So, I'm doing a big commission, right? A big commission. Like, it's a good chunk of money that this person was generous enough to trust me into making a Christmas present for them with. So... I get it all. I get it, the stone all cut and everything, right? It's that big amethyst I was working on. And, oh, that'd be scary, Tribal. I like how I called you Tribble earlier. Oh my god. I'm embarrassed. But yeah, you could definitely do it. I don't know. I guess you'd have like, you could do more concave stuff. Oh, pick a random color. How about indicolite, tourmaline color, green, like greenish blue. I love green blues, like this color right here. Well, my camera shows a bad color, but anyway, so I got the stone all cut, and I ordered a custom mounting. That took 3 weeks for it to be made, and then it gets shipped to me, and guess what? The post office lost it. UPS was delivering it to my PO box, and then all of a sudden it says, "All right, UPS delivered it," and I go there, it's not in there, and then the post office is all like, "Oh, come back tomorrow, it should be there," because we're still sorting through everything. And I'm like, okay. Go there, nothing. I'm like, okay, maybe one more day. Go there today, nothing. So I'm like, I need to see your boss right now. He searches up and down, and I was there for probably a good 45 minutes. He says he can't find it anywhere, and he says UPS never dropped it off. I said, right here it says UPS did drop it off. So he's like, well, I'll keep looking around. So I'm just like, I'm gonna have to order a whole new one, and then what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna set the stone into a basic mounting, like pendant, so that the commissioner still has something to present on Christmas, obviously. And then I'm just gonna have to order a new one, in case that one's never found again. How do you re-index the stone when you have to spin it around to access the facets that are currently being held to ensure that the facets are where you want them and the stone is indexed properly? Oh, that's really easy. What up, Brayson Kid? Thanks for joining. All right, I'm going to move the camera now. For those of you that get sick, I'm sorry. All right, so if you look up here, let's see if I can get you like right in there. Okay, so you see, here, let me raise this. All right, you see those teeth? See those little teeth in there? That's how. Each of those is a different number. So 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, all the way up to 120. So right now we're actually on 73. So that's how we index it. And actually that is even called an index gear. Does that make sense, Chef? I hope it does. Oh, dude, I love Korean barbecue. I think there's a Korean barbecue around me somewhere that I think I went there once. Maybe not. Maybe I did. I don't remember now. No, they serve chicken. It's like a Korean chicken place. What you were referring to was the face that currently is being held, like the one that your arm is holding on to. Are you talking? I'm not 100% following, Chef. Are you talking about this facet right here on the bottom that I'm cutting? Or how do I position it onto, like onto the dop here? How do I position it onto this? Is that what you're asking? Okay, okay. That makes sense. So, what I do, so for example, it starts out as, well, we're about to get distracted again, guys. Nope. After the facets are done, there will be all faceted surface. So here, for example, here, let me show you. Let me show you an example. All right. Make sure I don't roll over a dog. All right, one sec. Okay, let me use this as an example right here, okay? So first we get a rough gemstone, right? Like this amethyst here. And so what we do is we Right. So what we do is first I take a look at it. And I see what's inside the stone. And then I try to position it based off of being able to cut out anything inside the stone that I don't want. And then what I do is I take a look at the shape of the stone and I say, okay, what can I cut out of this to save the most material? And then what we do is then we take it and we put it on a dop stick that is looks something like this. One of these. They're all different shapes and sizes, so we put the stones on them. And then what we do... Oh, wrong thing. Oh my gosh, Ryan. And then what we do is we go off of a diagram and we cut all the facets. And then at the end of it, we come out with something that looks... We come out with something that is, well, the diagram. So, something like this. So does that make sense? Okay, cool. So yeah, everything is faceted on the stone. Otherwise, it wouldn't sparkle like that. Sometimes you leave some parts unfaceted. Then you have like a little bit of the rough still there, but that's mainly to save on like the weight. If you have a really, really expensive stone and it's worth more based on the carat weight as opposed to the actual cut. You had to drive 2.5 hours for the cream and barbecue. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. We're just curious how you remove and spin it around to get access to the facets currently being held on the arm to get them all in relation to one another. So that how you remove and spin it around. So yeah, that's all in the arm piece right here. This part here. And then it spins. Let me show you. It spins when I pick this up. And then I can turn the stone. Like that. Doesn't it hurt your fingers when you run them over the wheel? No, it's not rough enough. Plus I have really calloused fingers if you can't tell. I'm a goldsmith, so that toughens up my fingers quite a bit. So yeah, and then what I'm doing, if you take a look at the diagram down low, you see all the triangles, and you see how all the corners of the triangles, all the points, they all are meeting. That's how you get the facets to line up and be perfect. Is you gotta watch for that meet point. What up, AI? How are you doing tonight, dude? Thanks for joining. I hope I'm answering your question. Man, this guy's got a little ways to go still on this facet. And this is why stone dice take so long. Even something soft like turquoise, man, takes a while. However, I will say lapis. I enjoy cutting lapis because that stuff cuts fast. What up, Stella? How are you doing tonight, dude? Did you hear about the new DMCA law stuff? I did. Good thing I'm using all or royalty-free music. Good, I'm glad you're doing well. When it's rough like that, how do you know how much to cut? So that's where, so for example on this has a facet that I had to cut out. Or a piece that I had to cut out. Here, I actually might be able to even show you. Hold on. Okay, so you see, where is it? Okay, right here. You see this chunk right here? You see how here, I got the light shining off of it right now. You see how it looks like a little triangle? This little triangle went all the way up here. So, I had to cut it out, right? I had to cut it out. You see how how big this facet is compared to this one right here? And so I'm now that I cut that so deep, I have to cut all the other ones to the same depth in order to have a symmetrical piece. Because if I don't cut them to the same depth, then it's gonna look all like this. All oblong like that. My camera does not like the blue of the turquoise. Yeah. So that's where also when you're positioning a stone on the top, you got to look at the way it's shaped too. Because if you have a stone, you're like, okay, I'm gonna cut a circle or a round out of it. And then you start cutting, but you didn't look at, like, say the bottom of it, where all of a sudden, like, part of the stone like just goes in, like it's just kind of like a weird growth that's like this, and it's all space right here. Well, you got to cut down all the way to right here, so all the material that's over here and over here is going to be gone until it's flat like that, and then you lose all that weight. Whereas if you would have positioned it a little differently, you wouldn't have to worry about that, and you wouldn't lose so much. So that's just kind of where the experience of cutting stones comes into play. And that's why when I started, I took glass, like I took big chunks of glass, and I would just like chip off a chunk of it, and then I take a look at it, and I'd be like, okay, what shape can I get out of this? Normally glass, especially big pieces, have air bubbles in them. So I'd be like, okay, how can I position it so that the air bubbles don't break the surface, or affect the cut and all that stuff. So that really helped me out a lot. Same thing with a piece of raw metal where you need to place the part in the raw stock to get the end result where all the faces are machined. Yeah, exactly. How did you start doing this career, by the way? Did you get curious and go take classes or something? So let me tell you how I got into gem cutting. So ever since I was a little kid, I've loved gemstones, and I've loved jewelry and all that, right? Loved it. So my parents took me on a trip down to South America. I think it was Brazil. Somewhere with there was a rainforest, because the day we went on a guided tour through this rainforest. And me being a stupid, like, 8 or 9-year-old kid, right, saw a cave. And I'm like, I'm going to go check out this cave. So I go into this cave, and I'm sitting here looking around, just kind of walking, being well, dumb. And there was this area that I could squeeze into. Like, I'd say probably a small adult could crawl in there. So I squeezed in there, and when I got to the other side, I turned on my flashlight, and the place lights up. And there's just these giant crystals just coming out of, like, in the walls, coming out of, like, the ceiling. It was all quartz, right? There was some amethyst in there, not much, but there was some quartz. It was huge. Like, I couldn't even wrap my arms around it. These crystals are so big. So, I'm sitting here just, like, in awe, just looking and walking, and then I fell into a hole. Now, this hole, me being a kid, you know, like, if I was an adult, I could just, like, you know, right out of there. But me being a little kid, I couldn't even reach out. So, you know what I did? I started looking around. I was panicking a little bit, and then I remembered. I had my trusty hammer and chisel. I saw one of those quartz, and I just started cutting it. The stairway right out of there. I wish that's what happened. That's not a true story. I just made that up. That is not how I learned how to cut gemstones. So what I did, like I said, I've always been fascinated. I'm so sorry. But I've always just been fascinated by jewelry, gemstones. Like when I was a kid, I'd cut out the from like the Macy's catalog. I'd cut out all the jewelry, and so I could look at them. My father decided that he wanted to try getting into gem cutting because he wanted to make money. And it turns out he really enjoyed it quite a bit. And but then he didn't have time for it because it wasn't making any money. So then he's like, I'm going to get rid of my machine. So I'm like, hey, Dad, I'll take it off your hands. So he sold it to me. And he showed me how to read the diagrams, how to read these diagrams right here. You know, and how to dop a stone and all the basics basically. And then I just kind of learned the rest on my own. So the rest of it's all self-taught. And I mean, even now, because we have some professional gem cutters in our community that watch and hang out in our Discord. Even now, I'm still learning. They've taught me so much. It's awesome. Yeah. Oh man, we're almost there. This die is going to be a little small. It's going to be a little small, guys. That's okay, though. It's okay. Yeah, making a d20, Gumby. How you doing tonight, dude? And then as far as goldsmithing goes, so before I became a goldsmith, I was a contractor. And I installed cameras and GPS systems on public transportation vehicles like buses, trains, all that, all around the United States. So I traveled a lot. Eventually, I got tired of traveling and living out of hotels, because living out of hotels is not fun. And I decided I was going to pursue my dream. I don't know, Moniker. And so I quit. I got a job at Subway because I needed a job quick, you know. And I started looking for an apprenticeship because every school in Minnesota shut down for teaching how to be a goldsmith. So I'm like, well, I got to go find an apprenticeship. And I was going places and I was saying, I will work for free if you teach me how to do this. And everyone turned me down. I even had one jewelry store. They looked at me and they said, you don't have any experience? I'm not letting you touch my jewelry. They literally laughed in my face. As far as cutting the stones, I do everything on here. I don't use Dremels or anything. I've never done that. Yeah, it does happen a lot. And also a lot of the older jewelers are afraid I'm going to come in and take their job if they teach me anything. So I was lucky enough that one of the jewelry stores I went to actually decided to take me in. I got the call at Subway, and they're like, "Hey, you want to come in for an interview?" And I'm like, "Yes." And so I went there. I got the apprenticeship. I worked my butt off for a year and became a jeweler, a goldsmith after that. Yeah, I gave it my all, and I'm very competitive. I like to be the best, or at least be the best that I can be. Because I know I'm never going to be the best. There's always room for improvement in anything you do, especially a craft. Always. So always learn from anyone and everyone. You need to work to get experience, though. Yep, exactly, Cloud. So if you're a goldsmith, do you only work with gold? I work with gold, silver, and platinum. Second color, purple. Like a royal purple. Exactly, Stella. You are your biggest competition. You dabble in copper smithing. I've never worked with a base metal like copper or bronze or anything like that. You build copper boilers, silver, soldered and brazed joints for clients and model. Oh yeah, Chef, that's right. Chef makes model trains, like big trains and stuff. That's awesome, dude. You're a pewter smith. Ooh, I feel like that'd be so hard. I worked on a ring. I repaired a ring that that was soldered with pewter down at the bottom. And as soon as I put heat to it, because I thought it was silver. Silver takes, the way silver works is the whole thing has to heat up before your solder will flow. Just because it conducts heat very well. So I put the torch to it, and all of a sudden it just went, and I was like, it was crazy. Yeah, thank you so much, Cassie. How are you doing, dude? Welcome to the rough crowd. So, Cloud, was it you that you were saying you wanted to get into something like this? Well, I guess for anyone that wants to get into something like this but can't afford like a faceting machine, I would suggest trying out carving, like stone carving. All you need is a Dremel or a hand piece, and then you diamond bits, which all of that isn't too expensive. I think you can get started for a few $100. And just start carving. Just do it. See what comes of it. Good evening, Aries. How are you doing tonight? The only smithing you have had the chance to work with has been iron, because I was in a 17th century reenacting group. Ooh, that's badass, dude. Hey, it sounds like Kasia. Polish for Katie. Did I say that right? Kasia? Kasia? Is it Kasia or Kasia? Kasia? Glassman Toby! Oh, thank you so much! Dude, that's awesome. Thanks for giving me a chance. Yeah, Swift. By the way, Swift, don't say anything about where I work or where you work. I'd rather people not know where I work. Thank you. Silver soldering these big boilers takes an unbelievable amount of heat. We have to blast it with, yes. Holy crap, that's insane, dude. What up, Sibis? How you doing tonight, dude? Meanwhile, I can use my stove for pewter casting. Silver and brass are easy to start playing with if you have a driveway and a blowtorch. All right, Stella, thank you for the lurk. See you shortly. Oh, thank you so much. Keisha. I'm gonna call you Keisha. If that bothers you, let me know. Yeah, what up, Nappy? F Nappy. Fnappy. Snappy. Nappy. I'm gonna call you Nappy. How you doing tonight, Nappy? Thanks for joining. Welcome to the rough crowd, dude. Yeah, so let me show you guys a little bit of what I do here while I give my fingers a little rest. Tonight we're faceting a turquoise into a 20-sided die. I'm very excited about it. Let me show you some of the stuff I've done. So this, let me fix my camera. My camera's bothering me. Oh, the facets are coming along. They're slow and steady because they're so big. Cleaning your workshop, small break before you head home. Always a good thing. Your buddy has a few YouTube videos of the madness they're making a model locomotive boiler. Oh, man. I believe it. Okay. Let's see if we can fix, first of all, straighten out my camera. Okay, so what I do, guys, is I take raw gemstones, such as this. This is an amethyst, a big old piece of amethyst. And I'm actually going to move this a little closer here and adjust my camera so we can get a little bit of a closer look. There we go. 32 millimeter gauge locomotives. Oh, sweet, Bobcat. You always wanted to make jewelry kinda how you got started with the wire work because it was fairly cheap to get started. Oh, there you go. So yeah, what I do is I take a raw piece like this amethyst and I make a design. I design gemstones and stuff. And then I take it to my wheel and I turn it into a beautiful finished piece like this one. Yeah, and because I'm a goldsmith, I do jewelry. Let me show you a couple pieces. Oh man, I'm excited. So, first of all, I got to show these. I didn't cut, but I did set them. These were already pre-cut. I didn't cut these, but look at these. So these are blue topaz earrings. Aren't these gorgeous? Which, by the way, guys, all of this jewelry I'm showing is available for sale if you're interested. And I do commissions on my website. I know, look at that color. Isn't that beautiful? So this next one is a peridot. Oh, I gotta put, hold on. I gotta put a little putty on there. Well, here, while I'm doing that, take a look at this. Take a look at this one. This one, I like to call this one the Firebender pendant. This is an amethyst I cut. I faceted this amethyst and set it into a silver pendant and fabricated some yellow gold fire onto it. So I like to call this the Firebender pendant from Avatar because, hey, I'm a big The Last Airbender Avatar. I'm a big nerd. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that sweet? There we go. Okay. Yes, we do, Swift. So here is the peridot pendant. So this peridot I faceted as well. It's just set into a basic silver pendant. Yeah! And let's see what else I got. Okay, I'll show you one more and then we'll get back to cutting. Oh, I gotta show you the stone I finished the other night here on stream. Have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging out, Mel. Good evening, Blaze. How are you doing? Then we've got this. This is a rose gold pendant with a really deep bluish green tourmaline that I faceted. Look at this. This is actually my favorite one because it looks so elegant. I mean, with that stone in there, it looks so good. So I actually designed the cut for this, and I faceted it and set it into this rose gold pendant. Yeah. So pretty much, well, all the stones except for those blue topaz are all faceted by me. So yes, it's very exciting. No, these are not hand fabricated findings. Like, well, except for the fire. The fire is. What happened to the stone that fell off? Oh, I remounted it. Do you guys want to see it? All right. I haven't actually. So we started working on an ametrine the other morning, or other evening, other stream. So I remounted it. So I haven't recalibrated it. You can see that. You can see the yellow and purple in the stone. The shape's really cool. So we haven't gotten around to recalibrating the stone yet. That might happen tomorrow. All your clients are poor like me. I hear that. I'm poor too. It may not seem like it, but business is hard right now. Whoa, thank you so much for following, Ash Shenro. How are you doing tonight, Ash? Welcome to the rough crowd. So yeah, guys, tonight we're faceting a turquoise into a 20-sided die. These first cuts always take the longest. The first cut is the deepest. All right, Moniker. Ring sketch done. Oh, if you'd like to share your work or see other people's work, we have a very, very awesome Discord channel, guys. Feel free to join, share your work in the art channel or your jewelry and gemstones in the jewelry and gem channel. Or just chat, hang out. We're a very friendly community, inclusive, and we like to be positive. Which I'd also like to bring up again, 1 week from today. That is Christmas evening, or for those of you that don't recognize Christmas, or anything like that, or whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying. The 25th, 1 week from today. Next week on Friday, we are going to be celebrating you guys, the rough crowd, by playing Jackbox games. And I know, I realized after I said that may have come off as a jerk thing to say. I don't mean that at all. I don't care whether or not you celebrate or not. So I'm very sorry. All of a sudden I dropped down to 10 viewers. But we're going to be celebrating you guys, the rough crowd. And my way of giving back to you and thanking you for your support is to throw a party. No, Blaze! So we will be throwing a party next week. And I'm going to be giving away Amazon gift cards. And we're going to have a special giveaway also for the holidays. So I'm very excited about that too. Oh my god, I did lose a bunch of viewers. Oh no. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't mean to be offensive. Alright, we're so close to being done with this facet. I think we're good. Yeah, thank you so much, Mega. I really appreciate that, dude. Yeah, Moniker, post it in the Discord, dude. Oh, thank you, Mega. All right, where do we go next? 72.96. Oh, this one's gonna be a big one. So, I'm sure those of you that do video games, you heard about Cyberpunk. I still haven't played the game. I haven't played the game. It's not because I'm worried it's gonna be bad. I know I will enjoy it. Where's your turquoise from? I'm not sure. Let me. Hold on, I got a big bag of it. Let me see. See all my turquoise? Doesn't say. Doesn't say. You use the fusion quartz as the center stone. Sweet! That fusion quartz, the blue one, that one is based off the Pokemon Cascade badge. But a lot of people are angry about it, but you know what? I'm not worried. I'll go through and play it when I, oh no, guys. Look what happened. Look what happened! We are not having good luck at all these days. Stones are falling apart on me. Yeah, the stone just fell off. Put it back on! Alright, let's see if we can put it back on real quick. I'm gonna do it over there. So, in the meantime, take a look at this. Man, I can't believe that just happened. Oh. Alright, I'm torching it up right now. We're lighting it up. Almost done. All right, let's let that cool. We're gonna let that cool for a second. Yeah, you like that color combo? It looks really nice. Thanks, Apache. How are you doing, dude? All right, we gotta let it cool. Can't believe it just broke off on me. Guys, we have not been having any luck these last couple streams. Yes, it is in rose gold. Yeah, the dop dropped. Oh, but these facets feel nice. They're nice and sharp. I don't have resin. I should probably get some resin. Alright guys, we're back in business. Look at my camera doing this weird like blue thing. It doesn't like the blue. There we go, that's the color. Still hot. You can set the settings to like your lights that you use, so then it'll always give that true color. But it's hard to get it exact. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good. We're good. We're good. You can try hard to nail it, plus it resets. Yeah. Yep. That is one problem I run into. I have to, this camera right here, I have to refocus and rezoom every single time. Yep, super annoying. I've actually heard that like Streamlabs, there's a better like program out there for streaming, OBS or whatever, instead of Streamlabs, just OBS. But I've been too lazy to switch over since I have everything set up on here. All right, El Chow, thanks for hanging out for a while tonight. Always a pleasure. Ooh, that's looking nice. Anyone have any big plans this weekend? I work. Well, tomorrow I don't, but I have to get a bunch of stuff done tomorrow. And then Sunday I work. You know, Christmas week, it's busy. Other than that, I don't. Oh, Oh, am I out of water? I am out of water. I gotta go refill. I'm going in dry. No one likes that. Christmas shopping. What are you getting, Swift? Oh, here. Let me put up this tourmaline I finished faceting while I refill my water. All right. No, that's not focused. Getting a last minute Christmas gift tomorrow, but not much. There you go. Okay, sweet. I'm going to go refill my water. Be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for your patience, guys. Oh. All right. We toss my music back in my ears. We'll get going. We are planning on getting each other a dishwasher this year. You know, adult things. So that's what we agreed on. To get each other a dishwasher. Because we're tired of washing dishes by hand. Well, I mean, like, we have a dishwasher. It just came with the house. It's gross and broken. Yes, a mutual adult gift. Well, it's a big purchase. Appliances are not cheap. It's ridiculous. Yes. With a stove oven? Yeah, our stove and oven work fine. But I want a gas one. I really like gas. Cooking with fire. But then I have to relearn how to use it, because fire cooks the food a lot more even than the electric one does. From my experience, but you definitely got to learn how to cook with it. Oh, you have gas cloud. Well, pardon you. Jeez, coming here stinking up my chat. You admit you got my boyfriend a weighted blanket so he would stop stealing mine. There you go, Automaton. There's another one of those fastest that's going to take a little bit. I also got Sandy a secondary gift, but don't tell her. Because she hates surprises, but I love surprises. So I went upstairs to fill up the water, right? They are the best. You're feeling crappy and it helps you feel better. It's nice and warm in the winter. Helps you sleep better. If you need gas, he'll send you my dad. He has so much gas that even with his door closed, oh no. Oh no. Your girlfriend and I are long distance, but you're hopefully going to get her gifts out soon. Yeah, dude? But I went upstairs to fill the water, and Sandy's cooking, and I'm like, what is that? Like, it looked like a meat patty, and she's like, I'm trying homemade hash browns. I'm like, that looks like something else. She's like, the blender went awry. It's a latke, yes. Exactly. Would you guys all get your, well, partners or friends for the holidays? Any awesome gifts that you want to share? I got my moderator something, and then the post office lost part of it. Makes sense, Swift. Never thought of that. Automaton, I asked for everyone's address for Christmas presents. You hand painted anime stuff on clothes / a makeup bag. That's awesome, dude. What's your favorite anime? I love anime. My all-time favorite anime is Witch Hunter Robin. Witch Hunter Robin is my all-time fave. You got your husband a stack of clocks. Wait. A stack of clocks, just like... What I'm imagining is like, you know, like a stack of books. Just, here are all the clocks. I just sent something to Canada and it got there pretty quick, actually. You got your wife's ring cleaned and prongs tipped. There you go. Currently, your obsession is... Oh, yeah! I liked My Hero Academia. That was a good one. I mean, and I love Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. I like that one a lot. I like Black Lagoon. Did you know that Netflix is doing a live-action Cowboy Bebop? But I don't think they're remaking the series in live action. I think they're going to either follow new characters in the world or like divert off the storyline. Yep. You should see the cast. It's perfect. The cast is so good. My favorite hero character, honestly, it's what's his face? Oh, I wonder if they do Mega. Samurai Champloo was so good. Oh, I started watching him like I don't know about this one, and then I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. But oh yeah, Classroom set. That one was good too. Trigon. Yes! I'm not calling it Trigun. Trigon. Because it sounds cooler. Dude, I love Trigon. You know what other shows I love? Downton Abbey and Gilmore Girls. And I hate to admit it, but I'm really, really enjoying Heartland. The main guy. The main, not the whiny main character, but like the superhero that turns skinny. Or like really weak. Or what's that food show? The one where they battle with food. That one is so funny. Food Wars! Oh my god. I originally started watching Food Wars, so I'm like, oh, I've never watched an anime about food. And then all of a sudden I'm like, and it looks like there'll be fan service because, gotta admit, I like it. And then I started watching it with my wife, and we were just sitting here laughing so hard. Oh man, it is such a funny show. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? No, I have not. Akira was a little weird for me. Like, I own it, and I'm just like, eh. Maybe I gotta go back and watch it. So for those of you joining us for the first time, thank you so much for hopping in. I really appreciate it. Tonight we are faceting a turquoise into a d20. It takes a while to cut dice because the faces are so large. And when you cut a stone with really large faces, it takes a very long time. And if you take a look at the diagram down low, in the lower right-hand corner, that is the bottom of the stone. We are currently faceting letters C on it. Yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I love talking about what I do. I'm also a goldsmith, hence the really beat up fingers. So if you have any jewelry questions or anything like that too, ask away. I love talking about it. That's like all I talk about. My wife sends me to the basement so I can talk to all of you guys about it. So the numbers, I won't do the numbers. The numbers would need to be laser engraved. Kind of like what they do for like headstones or tombstones. It's all laser engraved. Oh, there you go, Moniker. I just like how wholesome All Might is. And how optimistic he is. Because that's me. I'm a very optimistic person. I mean, I suppose you could try and carve them on here, but I definitely do not have that steady of a hand. Oh my gosh. Hand's getting sore. All Might is very cute. How you doing, Magic Clan? Or is that Magic Ian? Sorry, it looked like an L. Oh my gosh, Magician. Oh my god. What up, Magic Ian? Man, I'm messing up everyone's name tonight. Where are we at? 96, 96, 96. Oh my gosh. No, that's not your name. Magic Ian. 1412. How you doing tonight, Magic Ian? Oh man. So everyone's saying that it is a lat key that you made.
A lat key?
Yeah, Latkey.
I mean, it tastes like hash brown.
Do you guys want to see it? Here, let me pause my wheel here. Very thin, but I'm sure it will be delicious. And very salty. Woo. Man. You might have broken your hand today. Oh, well, I hope you did not. Maybe the first magician was called Ian, and people called them Magic Ian. Maybe that makes sense. Tell her about the. I will tell her about that. She already ran back upstairs. Man, guys, I don't work tomorrow. You know what that means? After stream, I'm going to play some Escape from Tarkov. I know, I'm a big pepper guy. I rarely put any salt on anything. I just put pepper on everything. Ooh, I'm gonna take another bite. That was pretty good. It's like hard to actually pick up with a fork though. Oh, man. Yeah, this die... Well, maybe it won't be too small. No, this is actually still pretty big. Yeah, Moniker. Guys, I just lost a piece from my chair. There we go, we're all good. fixed it. Yeah, I chose a slow cutter tonight. Everything's falling apart around here. Jeez. So my dad gave me a whole box of old video game boxes. And I think we still have the CDs for all of them too. But like the original like Duke Nukem like box. I've got Counter-Strike box. When Counter-Strike came out on a CD, that's when I actually started playing Counter-Strike. Was when it came out on a CD. So yeah, I've just got all these old video game boxes. I wonder if they're worth some money. I think I've got a Windows operating system one in there too. That's like Windows 3 or something, with all the discs. I only glanced through it. I didn't actually go through the whole thing. He was like, "Here, Ryan, this might look nice on your stream, hung up on all the walls." I'll have to check those out after stream, Moniker. I'm gonna take another bite real quick. Pardon me, pardon me. Which day? Today's Friday? Let's see, Sunday. If I don't have time to fast at that stone tomorrow, well, no, that's going to take some time. So maybe Sunday we'll finish up. I have a topaz commission for Uncreative Automaton I got to do. Yes, I'm so happy it's Friday and I have tomorrow off. But then I work Sunday. Actually, I work all the way up until Christmas. Yep, I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But then I get Friday, Saturday off, so that's nice. Hopefully this is the last facet that like needed a lot of material taken off. My fingers are getting sore. All right, that's good. Let's do a little stretch in here. $120. So now remember it fell off, so we got to recut it a little bit. so that they're all even again. $24. Well, that's all that one needed. What? Well, that doesn't make sense. We got to go a little deeper again. It's okay. It's okay. Coming along. After we get these done, then we can switch over to the points. Actually, we'll probably switch to a 600 grit, and then we'll do these points again, and that's what's going to give us half of our d20. $48. $72. Yeah, what's up, Tim? Thanks for joining. Tim is our resident guardian angel. Tim makes sure that I know where we're at. You like that? Yeah, Whip Sandra. Thanks for joining, dude. How are you doing tonight? Oh, that's perfect. Look at that hat. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, I love it. It's under the modify emote for the coins, right? For Ryanites.
What's the verdict?
Whoa. Good. Well, I'm slowly eating them. Slowly eating.
I got the rest of them chopped up so they're backbone shape. And I've had a hat instead of a left.
Chat suggested using a cheese grater.
Yeah, we don't have one.
I thought we bought another one.
Did we?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
The grater method. They all start shouting. All right, guys, we're gonna spin this one out so it gets nice and dry. Because you don't want to put away a wet lap. No one likes a wet lap, a moist lap, because it has a potential of rusting. So you want to make sure it's nice and dry when you put it away. You can see how the water's spinning off. You want it to be nice and gray or white. Yeah, what up, Pops Rocks? How are you doing tonight, dude? Thanks for joining. Welcome to the rough crowd. Wow, look at the water in there. I don't even think it'll... It's green. So now we're pulling on our 600 grit wheel. What this is going to do is take off some of those heavier scratches from the previous wheel. We're going to go over this. We're just going to take a little bit off. And then we're going to do the points up top here. We're going to make those bigger so that the die we're making is bigger. Yeah, dude! Do you facet? Do you facet or cab? What do you do, man? I've never cabbed. I've only faceted. However, I do have a cab machine now. Well, it's a faceting machine that can be used as a cab machine. It's the Imahashi. So I'm gonna start figuring out how to use that. Oh, you're learning silversmithing. Sweet, dude. I'm actually a goldsmith myself. Yeah, look, I make Let me show you real quick. Oh, wrong thing. I also design gemstones. Pardon the view. Now you know I'm wearing pants. What up, Jose? How are you doing, dude? Thanks for joining. Let me show you. Yeah, so that's actually a tourmaline that I designed and faceted and put into a rose gold pendant. Yeah. And I discovered electro swing music, which is what you're hearing right now. It's amazing. Oh, thank you so much, Stella. I really appreciate that, dude. Also, I'm having a hard time with names tonight. I called... we had someone come in with the name The Magician, and I called them The Magic Ian. So if I say your name wrong, I'm very sorry. Papa Rocks. Yeah, thank you for giving me a chance, dude. By the way, if you have any questions, or anyone else that's watching, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I love talking about what I do. Like I said, I am also a goldsmith. So if you have jewelry questions too, I can totally answer those. And when I say goldsmith, I mean like I work with silver, gold, and platinum. $48. Yeah, I can on stream too. So cool finding another kindred soul. Yeah, man. By the way, I'd love to see your work if you want to. Oh, you cab on stream. Oh, badass. Guys, go check out a fellow rock creator. What Pop Rocks does is cabochons like this, where it's domed on the top. So go check him out. Yeah, there's Magic Ian. Oh yeah. Also, I'd love to see your work, dude. And so would the community if you want to post it in our Discord. There's a gems and jewelry section in there. We'd love to see it. Yeah, dude, you can make some really, really pretty stuff from cabs. And it's such a different art form compared to faceting, because you still have to look at the stone and you have to position it properly, and then it's all freehand. Like this is not freehand. I'm literally cutting this to a diagram. Whereas when you cab, you're like, oh, I want that piece, I want that part in there. I want to get this part out of there, but I want to maintain this shape. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh yeah, it's a cabochon. So here, I can show you an example. Let's hop over here to the camera. So cabochon means it has a dome on it. It's domed, like that. See how the top of the stone is domed? Oh, thank you so much for following, Pater1. Pater1. How you doing tonight, Pater? I'm gonna call you Pater. Hope you're doing well. Oh, Papa Rocks. I'm sorry, I'm gonna start calling you Papa Rocks. Hope that doesn't bother you. If it does, let me know. Sibis is also a gem cutter and rock hound like you and I. Oh, sorry, Moniker. I won't let you post links in the chat. I've had people post some bad links in here. First pronunciation was better. A soft A. Patter? Alright, patter. Cool. Good. I'm glad you're doing well tonight, Patter. We're at 72.96. Thank you, Tim. By the way, guys, if you haven't met Tim, Tim is our resident guardian angle. Sim lets me know where I'm at. You too could be a guardian angle. It'll catch on. There we go. That's looking nice. All right, now we're going to go to letter D at 37.4 degrees. There we go. We're going to go to 120. Dreaming big. That's right. All right, let's do this. So yeah, guys, tonight we're turning a piece of turquoise into a 20-sided die. Oh, we need a bigger face than that. Alright, we gotta go kind of deep on this. You see it? Imagine this as a die. Oh man, it's gonna be beautiful. Especially the turquoise. All right, let's cut those down. 24. What shape should I use to accent a hexagon-shaped center stone? You probably want something else with corners. So you can do a baguette or a square. $48. $72. There we go. It's starting to look like a die now. What up, Shad? How are you doing? Oh yeah, trillions would look nice too. Thanks, Sibis. That's a good idea. Triangles. Good, I'm glad, man. Thanks for joining. By the way, guys, next week, Friday, 1 week from today, we are celebrating you guys, the community that supports me, and the way I'm giving back to you is with Amazon gift cards. I will be giving out Amazon gift cards all night, and we will be playing Jackbox games, including the new Jackbox Party Pack 7. So it will be fun. Sweet. I will take a look at those after stream, Papa. Rocks. You play D&D too, and you're going to think about making some dice? Yeah, check it out. I made some 8-siders. Let me turn this off. So, actually here, I'll put them on the good camera. So I made one out of, this one's out of chalcedony. It's got a really, really pretty, like, faint bluish purple. And then I faceted some petrified wood, too. The petrified wood turned out really nice. I'm really happy with that one. Yeah, isn't that a pretty color? That too, OMG. Yeah, isn't that cool? So yeah, guys, what I do here is I take raw gemstones and I turn them into finished cut pieces, and I cut. What up, Ariel? Thanks for joining. And I take them and oh, get out of here, Sibis. But I do opaque stones, and I also do shiny stones too. Yeah, I facet everything except for diamond. I don't do diamonds. We miss you too, Ariel. All right. What do you guys think? You think that's deep enough? Let's see. What do you think? Those are kind of small faces, but I don't know if I can get any. I don't know if I can get it any bigger. I guess I could bring it down a little more. 18 weeks lead time. I'm in Minnesota. Good old Minnesota. Should I make those bigger? Do I have enough material to make those bigger? I think that'll actually be okay. It's just gonna be a cute little die. Yeah, I don't think I can go much bigger. I have not tried faceting moissanite. How you doing tonight, Meredith Spawn? Do you get to wear the cape? Because that's the best part about Spawn. Alright, we're going to switch over to our 1200 grit wheel. We're going to do 1200, and then we're going to do 3000, and then we'll high polish it, okay? Moissanite, yes. I have not cut moissanite, but I really want to. Actually, oh, check it out. While we're on. So, like I said, I also do gemstone design. Here we go. I also do gemstone design, and I made a design that looks great in moissanite. You gotta check it out. You gotta check it out. I figured as much. Where was it? It was Star of Dispersion. Here it is. So, is this moissanite? It is. So moissanite, actually, this is supposed to be like. There it is. So when you look at the moissanite at a specific angle, the edges all the edges turn blue. Isn't that cool? So moissanite is double refractive, so when the light enters it, it splits it into all the different colors. So this cut, when you look at it at a specific angle, it gives you that blue. Oh, there it is, right there. I love it. I know, isn't that awesome? All right, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Yeah. Which, by the way, guys, you could try out this program for 30 days, free trial. It's called Gem Cut Studio. All right, moving on to our 1200. I know, right? I'd love to cut that into a real stone. A real stone. Moissanite would not be too hard for my laps, no. I mean, I could technically do diamond on them, but that would be a little hard for my laps. And would probably take forever. Oh, by the way, guys, especially with the holidays coming up, Valentine's Day, all that good stuff, I do commissions. If you're interested in a commission, you can hop over to my website, ryan56k.com. And I also do sell completed pieces and jewelry on my store. If you need it quick, let me know, and I will overnight it. I will. All right, so that was 96, 120. So this is where I gotta look to see, make sure that our corners all line up, our meet points. Otherwise, we're gonna have a die that looks funny. Thanks, Mega. Chat's always hold me accountable. $24. Oh, you're in Utah. Sweet. So you have an abundance of. What's in Utah? Is it opal? Topaz. Ooh, that's sweet. Dude, obsidian. Apache tears are awesome. In Ariel, it's gem. Exclamation gem. However, I don't think I have turquoise set up right now. Oh, someone did it for me. Oh my god, I love my moderators. I love my moderators. Dude, obsidian facets up super good. I have yet to polish turquoise, so we'll see how this turns out when I go to polish it. Hopefully it polishes up well. $48. Yeah. We've got some sharp facets going, guys. I'm excited about this. This is going to look great. That was 48.72. You have some turquoise you need to cab up. somewhat hesitant, don't want to ruin it. Yeah. Well, we'll see how this works out. Faceting it. Because I can definitely see all the cracks in here. What I get worried about is... I get worried about the polish getting in the cracks and adding some like black lines to it. But I feel like with this turquoise it would add a little bit of aesthetic to it. Yeah, you can always get more turquoise. I think I got, what is this? I got 1,000 carats of turquoise. And that's this one. I got 1,000 carats of this for I think it was like $10. Then that's just like big chunks. So you can always get more, man. I know, that's why I bought it. Exactly, Cloud. That's why I bought it. All right, now we're going to go to 79.2 degrees. I actually have never faceted rose quartz. I think that would be a lot of fun. I just want to facet everything. Like, I've got a bunch of morganite I want to facet. Oh, that was zircon? Oh. Dude, I love blue zircon. I am super moist right there. Thank you. I have a really deep red zircon that I want to facet. I just want to facet everything. With holly blue? No, I've never heard of that. What is holly blue? Well, Mega, I can totally facet stuff you have. Lavender blue colored quartz. Ooh. I would love to facet that. I could facet a butterfly. Tomorrow night I'm having a sleepover with my BFF. I'm very excited. I have a spinel that's kind of like a lavendery blue. Actually, do you guys want to see a stone I have? Oh, you'd probably really like iolite. Iolite's really pretty. Yeah, me and my best friend, we have a sleepover once a month. Because, well, we're both married, we both have careers, you know, and it's hard to find time to hang out. So we set up one day a month. One day a month. Iolite. I have a big piece of iolite that I haven't, I didn't facet it, actually. Sandy bought it for me a while ago. And I've got a big tanzanite that's kind of a lighter purpley blue that you might like. Lavender blue. That I also did not cut. You want to see it? I mean, who doesn't want to see gemstones? Am I right? Sibis, you'll probably like this one too, actually. All right, hold on. Okay, so first, here's the. Oh, I guess this is a darker. This is darker iolite. So here's my. That's my iolite that I have. It has inclusions. I did not facet this. But what I think you'll really like is this tanzanite. I have a tanzanite in the perfect color. You ready for this? Right, here you go, Cloud. Boom! Look at that tanzanite. Ooh! Brilliance is breaking the camera, yeah. Oh, chalcedony, yes! Isn't that beautiful? Yes, I love this color so much. You can get this color in sapphire too, or really close to it. That's called a Ceylon sapphire, which also, Cloud, you'd probably really like that. Ceylon sapphire. Your favorite rock, Pops? Oh, thanks, Metallic. How are you doing tonight? Okay, we're a little too moist. Can you please aim away from my face? Thank you. You doing okay? Well, good. That's right, Sandra. We're nice and moist. Moist. There you go, Mega. Stick around here. You'll get used to it. Would you rather me say, guys, we're getting real dank. We're getting so dank right now. I had an apprentice that hated that word, moist. And so I started saying dank instead. She's like, Ryan, I think I prefer you saying moist. I am getting lubed up right now. We're getting so lubed. We're getting nice and slick. Oh, God. We're just gonna slide all over this lap right now. Back and forth, back and forth. Oh, man. Guys, I just want to let you know that I love showing off my jewels to you. So thank you for letting me. The only place on Twitch you can get your rocks off. Right here. I really appreciate all the attention on my lap, but could you please look up here, okay? Stop staring at my lap. I know what you're really looking at. My stones, okay? Yeah, right now, guys, I don't mean to kill it for you, but we've got some blue stones going on right now, okay? Some blue Oh my gosh, Sandra, yes! Oh, brilliant! No worries. Oh, actually, my coworker asked me if I could make a design based off of a military rank. It's sorry, I don't know military very well, but he was in the military. He wants me to make a design where it's the not triangle, but like it's like a bar like this, and I think it's 3 bars. I want to get a doctor to look at that. Let me see. Let me check the picture real quick. Yeah, this picture right here. So I'm gonna see if I can make a gemstone design based off that. Yeah. My coworker, he was a drill sergeant, and he also served in Afghanistan, I believe. So yeah. And now we're goldsmiths. All right, where am I at? 24, 48. Yes, us rock nerds are definitely nerdy. Yes, exactly. Wow, guys, we started making rock jokes and we lost half the viewers. Sorry. All I want is to get partner. I need 75 viewers over a month. We'll get there. We'll get there slow and steady, right? Am I right? By the way, guys, I want you all to know, you rock. I'm not talking about the chair. It shall happen. Yes! Oh, you guys are just too good to pass up, okay? I just want you to know that. You are just a barrel of fun, okay? Even though sometimes I can be confusing and I mean, it can be a real corundum sometimes, but you know what? We'll solve it. We'll get through it. You're impressed, Ariel. What are you impressed with? All the puns? Well, we have a big appetite for puns around here. Of course we love puns. Especially when they're about rocks. Yeah, did you like that, Papa? I'm sorry I'm calling you Papa. I'm really sorry. It's just stuck now, Papa Rocks. A great setting for all. Yes! I'm trying to think of other. All right, guys, we gotta get the gemstone and rock puns going. Come on, let's do it. What are some other ones? Come on, I'm looking at my poster right here. It's got all these rocks on it. I can't think of it. I guess it's time to tourmaline a new page. I know, that wasn't the most Amazonite pun. But it was a bit of a stretch. Oh my god. What up, Swift? We're saying some rock puns around here. I hope you can stick around. They're too good to pass up. Yeah, I'm sorry, I won't take you for granted. A runner called Laz once told me, the first lap is the hardest. Oh, yes! I said, Laz, you lie. Yes! Oh my gosh, that's so good. The first lap is the hardest. Oh, Jesus. Don't ruin my appetite. Yes! What are some other ones? Oh, come on. I'm just getting sapphired up right now. We're just It's hard to pass up these puns. Yes! I see, Treen. I've said it a little funny. I see, Treen, what you did there. Don't you pun my sapphires or I spam more Baby Yoda designs. The Baby Yoda design turned into a Powerpuff Girl. Topaz, get it? Topazia, I did it. So not Baby Yoda. I mean, Baby Yoda and regular Yoda are pretty much the same. Right? Oh, you guys gotta see it. Don't make Lapis. You guys gotta see this. So I tried to make a Baby Yoda design. Okay? I'm not proud of it because it literally turned into Powerpuff Girl. Alright, where's it at? It's called, oh, what's the green Powerpuff Girl's name? What is the green Powerpuff Girl's name? Her name is, Buttercup. So it'll be B. Oh, maybe it's in Heroes. Guys, where'd I put it? Sarah, Wendy. Maybe it'll be in P for Powerpuff Girl. No. Oh, where'd I put it? Is it under anime? Oh, yeah, right here. Powerpuff Buttercup. So, this was originally supposed to be Baby Yoda. But, it kind of looks like a Powerpuff Girl. I just really like how Baby Yoda's kind of frowning. Say it's a gremlin? Yep, there's a gremlin. I speed what you did there. Yes. Yes. Very angry, exactly. All right, so that was 48, 72. Actually, better not. You'd have to cut it on a lap, and we all know what happens to gremlins when they get wet. Ah! Oh, Blaze. It'll destroy my lap like that Star Wars stone. The Empire emblem. When they get wet, they moldavite! Yes! Oh my god, Mega. I actually have a piece of moldavite. But a gremlin will self-lube a lap if you put them on there dry. Oh my god. Happy I looked at Twitch tonight. Gonna step out, but I've got my notifications on for your stream. Looking forward to seeing the dice when you're done. I'll post it in Discord and on my Instagram, which, by the way, I don't know if I ever put that up in here. Also, Papa Rocks. My stream Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central. In case you don't get a notification. Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing your work, too. Gem Wars, Episode 2, Attack of the Stones. Oh, my gosh. Blaze, I love it. That's so good. This side of the stone is actually cutting a lot slower than the other sides. Episode 4, A New Hope Diamond. So that can actually happen with gemstones and other minerals is the crystal structure or the way it forms sometimes is more compact than some of the other areas. Or you it's kind of like wood where you go with the grain or against the grain. So this side is faceting a lot slower and harder than the other one. This is what no sleep does to me. Oh, we still gotta go. We still gotta go a little bit. Oh, there's still some ways I gotta go, man. This turquoise has a lot of green in it. Can you guys see the green? Like right here? I kind of like it. Well, a little bit more. We don't want to make a cockeyed die. All the DMs will be mad at me. Oh, it's just like a hair more. There we go. 96. Sivis. I'm excited to see him. Oh, what up, Ark? How do you know that you're removing the right amount of material? Is it just by feel, or is there a way to measure? So, what I'm doing, let me show you. Maybe I can, let me see if I can actually show you on this piece. Might be a little small, but we'll magnify it. Also, thanks for the question. I really appreciate that. All right. All right, so I'm going to put my loop in front of your eyeball. We just clean it off your eyeball. Okay. Let me just make sure I'm showing you the right part. There we go, perfect. That corner right there, okay. Okay, so if you take a look, so here's the turquoise. Now I want you to look right at, it might be hard to see, Camera doesn't know how to do blue! Okay, let me see if I can get the light to shine off of it here real quick. Hold on. I'll use a better stone that's not so busy to show you, alright? Perfect. Check this one out. Wet the stone. Oh, yes, that's a good point. Okay, but I'm going to show you on this topaz. All right, check out this topaz. So, oh, here's a perfect example. Okay, so you see this. See, like, the step right here. You see how that's even the whole way around there? And then right here, you see how it's not flat? This facet right here is higher than this one. So that's how I know when to stop. Because what I'm looking for is I'm trying to cut all of these so that they line up with the lines on the side. And with each other so that they're all the same. So that they're all the same depth, basically. Yeah, the junction vertices, also known as a meet point. Yeah. This is actually what my coworker is doing. This is his first stone. He's fastening. So yeah, your goal is to have perfect meet points. You want them. You want the tips to touch. That's what makes a really. There you go, racing kid. Look at those meet points touching tips. So yeah, that's what you want. What up, Everlasting? How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Yeah, does that make sense, Ark? It looks like you got it. So that's what I'm doing right now. And that's why every time you see me go like this, I'm looking at how much further I need to cut it. So then I know how much to do it on the wheel here. And that's what, so whenever you go to buy like a diamond or a gemstone or anything like that, the cut, when it says the 4 C's, cut, clarity, color, and carat, the cut is the meet points. How well those touch and all that. You always thought that gem cutting is a very precise work that needs precision. Nope, if you cutting it by hand and eye is actually more precise, and the gemstones stones appraise for higher value than stones cut by machine. The Starlight Children's Foundation, is that still popping up on here? Is a foundation that helps children that are stuck in hospitals because of an illness feel like children. It provides them with games and stuff to just get their mind off of their illness and treatment. So we actually raised over $800 for them this last month, or this month actually, this month. Yeah, here, what time is it? What time is it? Because we got to end. All right, here, I'll show you. I'll show you an example. So we're not going to be finishing this one tonight. So let me show you an example of a hand-cut stone versus a machine cut. First, take a look at this while I grab it. Okay. So a lot of people don't look at this kind of thing. Oh, thank you so much, Ark. I really appreciate that, dude. Welcome to the rough crowd. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting, this is a cubic zirconia, so it's going to be really sparkly. But what I want you to do is ignore the sparkle, and I want you to look at those facets, okay? So actually here, before we get into that, let me show you this too, because this might actually explain it a little better. Check out this awesome diagram. Okay, so these are the facets, right? What we want is this. We want those tips to touch. But if a facet is overcut, or cut too deep, we run into this, where the facet is flat. And the only way to fix that is to recut. Or you run into something like this over here, where you have space in between the facets, and that means that the facet was undercut. So you just got to go a little deeper with the facets. So when I'm doing them by hand, like I showed you on there, you want them to be perfectly touching tips. And that is what adds value to that stone. Also, it helps with the sparkles of the stone too. It makes it more sparkly. So I'm gonna put on the camera here a cubic zirconia that was cut by machine. Again, ignore the whoa. What up, Glass Man? Glass Man cometh. I always get rated right near the end of my stream. How's everyone doing tonight? Yeah. All right. I'll explain it in a second. We're gonna facet for a little bit longer. All right, Ark, and then I'll show you. Yeah, what's up, guys? So, hey guys, tonight I'm faceting a turquoise into a 20-sided die. What were you streaming tonight, Glass Man cometh? Thanks for joining. Automata, can I get a shout out for him? Yeah, thank you so much for the follow, Sir Cushington. Chihuahua Mama. Glassman cometh. Thank you guys so much, and everyone else that I probably missed. What up, guys? Yeah, so what I do here is I facet gemstones. I take raw material, such as this, and I turn it into beautiful finished pieces. Let me show you real quick. This is real gemstone cutting. Yeah, what up, Bella? Oh, thank you so much, Nerd. Yeah, so let me show you. Let me give you an example, okay? This is not this stone. I didn't actually facet this one. I also designed gemstone cuts. So I take a raw piece like this. This is an amethyst. This is a raw amethyst, and then, pardon me, I just burped. Then what I do is I take it and I turn it into something that looks like a stone that I dropped earlier. Oh no! Well, I'm gonna put up a different colored stone that's an amethyst. If I turn it into something like this. Yeah, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that, guys. This is actually normal. Let me focus that. It's not a microscope camera. Plus 20 inch when you socket it for sure. Yes, exactly. Here we go. It's going to come around here shortly. But yeah, so that's what I do, guys. I take raw gemstones and I turn them into beautiful pieces like this. I'm also a goldsmith, and I make jewelry too. Yeah, such as this piece. This is a tourmaline that I faceted. And I set it into rose gold mounting. I also made that design. I'm also a big nerd. I'm trying to stay somewhat family friendly here. To look at his wiener. Ha! We're PG-13 here. Yes! Yes, it's really, really, I've never made a dental implant crown. Thanks, Kim. As a lapidary pun. Yeah, so one more thing that I do. Let me show you guys, and then we'll get back to cutting for a little bit. So I'm a big nerd. If you can't tell by all the games in back and the monster on the floor, yes, you are Dankenstein. But I also do gemstone design. So what I do And like I said, I'm a big nerd. So here, we'll look at some of the hero stuff I made. So like, I made Tony Stark's arc reactor. You know, Iron Man. Good old Iron Man right here. There's his arc reactor. Yep. Yeah, my dogs come and visit once in a while. Yeah, and Captain America's shield. So I can facet this into a gemstone and it will look like this. This is what it will look like. Isn't that cool? We did actually the other day. We did the Winter Soldiers diagram or star thing too. That's the Winter Soldier. Welcome, Revenant. Thank you so much, Revenant. I really appreciate that, dude. And Richard, thank you so much, man. What else did I do here? I tried Green Lantern. Green Lantern was a little difficult. You can kind of see, you see it right here. Is my audio low? I don't. Maybe you might need to turn me up. I don't think it's low. Oh, there's a hum. It's probably my computer behind it. I'm sorry. I have an old hand-me-down mic. What software am I using? I am using GemCut Studio. Which, by the way, you can get a free 30-day trial of it and use that. What else? Oh, this one is Deadpool, Spider-Man, and Black Widow all in one. Are you shaping the stones for resale or just for fun? Oh, I sell all my stones, and I'd sell them in jewelry. If you want to check it out, you can hop over to my Etsy store, or if you'd like a specific commission, I do commissions also on my website. Yeah, dude, you can do so much with stones. What else? What else have I done? We did, let's see, I did some Sailor Moon stuff. Like, what would the Sailor Scouts transformation gemstones look like? Your Sailor Mars. And Sailor Mercury right here. Can I show you some commissions that I've done? For sure. I can show you right in here. Here is one that I did right here. Sorry, Chihuahua. I'm really sorry, dude. You have a wonderful night, man. Thanks for hanging out and for your support. Yeah, so this is a green quartz that was commissioned. I'm actually going to be setting this into a pendant. Oh, thanks, Hustlin'. Here's a Triforce I did. You know, Legend of Zelda Triforce. How many hours did I put into that green one? That green one takes about that one's not very many facets, and it was quartz, so that took me about 3 hours, 2 hours. Yes, I could. I sure could, Kim. Do I do any work with opals? I sure do. Actually, I have an opal right here that I'm fixing the tip on. If you want to see it. This one isn't like the normal opal you see, but that's a blue opal. I can cut jade, yes. Yeah, man, I can facet opals 100%. I've done it quite a bit. What else? Here's a tourmaline. This one's not a commission, but this is one I finished on stream the other day. You ever think about faceting out opals? Yeah, man. Yeah, check out. So this is a tourmaline I finished faceting on stream. What? I think on Sunday. What kind of turquoise have I done? I'm actually working on turquoise right now. Let me show you. Check it out. This is turquoise right here. This is my first time doing turquoise on here. And so far it's coming out nice. It's going to be in the shape of a 20-sided die. I know, isn't that gorgeous? It's so beautiful. Yeah, what up, Vino? Thanks so much for joining. How are you doing tonight, dude? I know, so shiny even without the polish. Isn't that great? Yeah, it's gonna be a D&D die. I've done a couple D8s. I've done a lapis as a D20. Let me show you my D8. So here's actually here. Let me put it in the box. Put it. Oh, wrong camera. Let's put it in the box. So I made a couple 8-sided dice. This is chalcedony. Yeah, the thing is dice take forever because they're so, the facets are so large. By the way, if you want to see some of my past commissions and stuff, you can check out my Instagram. Also on there, I have what up, Felice? Thanks for joining. On there too, I've got some jewelry that I did, and I did a D8 in petrified wood. So that's petrified wood right there. The bacon D8, yes. Oh, I would really appreciate that, Hustling Trees. I really appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much. A D100 would have small fat. Okay, Ark, I see what you did there. But yeah, I also make jewelry out of the pieces that I facet too, such as I like to call this the Firebender pendant. That's oh my god, an amethyst that I faceted, set in silver, and fabricated a yellow gold flame onto it. Yes. And then yes, I'm a goldsmith by day. I'm a gem cutter / streamer by night. And then my all-time favorite one is this one that I'm gonna put up there. This is a green tourmaline set into rose gold. I absolutely love it. So that casing was all gold. Yep, all that yellow on there was gold. Don't know if you're still here, but thanks for raiding here today. Yes, thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate it, dude. I know, doesn't that green looks perfect with that rose gold. So this design here on the stone, let me show you. I made that design specifically for that gemstone, actually. It's right here. Oh, that's an amethyst. It's supposed to be a tourmaline. Kind of like this dark color here. Isn't that nice? Thank you so much, Hustlin. I really appreciate that, dude. So yeah, when you guys were, you left the donation for the charity, not sure if it'll show up. I'm pretty sure it... I don't know if it'll show up on here anymore, but thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that, Cloud. Have a great night, man. Thanks for your support. So before we got raided, I was explaining the difference between hand cut stone and a stone cut by a machine. So hand cut stones actually tend to be worth a lot more, simply because the cuts are a lot better, and we have more control over the material and how we position the material and all that stuff. Because when you're cutting a stone, different parts of the stone cut faster than other parts. It's like when you're cutting wood or sanding wood when you go with the grain, right? So and a machine cannot feel that or see it. So I'm gonna put on the camera here. Oh yeah. I guess I better educate everyone. So when we're faceting, we want the points to meet on a cut. So let me show you in here. So if you look here, you can see this is actually a bad example. Let me open. Here we go. This one. So if you look here, you see that's a bad example too. Oh my gosh, Ryan. We'll do the Triforce. We're gonna open up the Triforce. Okay. Yes. So you see these points here, right here. You want this to touch right there, right here, right in that spot. That is called a meet point. And so when you're cutting by hand, you want those to touch. You want the tips to touch. And so when you're looking at a cut on a stone or a diamond, check out my diagram. Great diagram, huh? What you're looking for is this right here. You want those tips to touch on your facets. This middle one right here. Yes, exactly, Hustling. This middle one, sometimes you'll see cuts that are flat. That means that the stone or that the facets were overcut, and you have that flat spot. You got to recut the whole thing in order to fix it. Or you might have like over here where you have space in between them, and that means you gotta cut it a little deeper. So when you're faceting a stone, your goal is to have the perfect meet points. As you can see from Valise and Automaton, you want those meet points right there are touching tips. That's what you want. So what I'm going to do here, is I'm going to put, I have a cubic zirconia that is purple, and now it's going to be very shiny. Don't get distracted by the shinies. I want you to look at the facets as it spins, okay? You want some meat points? You didn't eat dinner. All right, so I'm going to put the CZ on here. So this is a cubic zirconia. I want you to look at the facets as it comes around, okay? Remember what I said about meat points. So you can see how some of them, you see how it's flat right there around the table? The table is that big center point. Some of them are pointy, but a lot of them are not. I'll let it come around again. There you go, Ark. So watch when the light reflects off of it. I know it's really flashy. So this looks really pretty. However, the meat points are not super good. Maybe if I flip it like this. You can see how it's flat and uneven. And like there's just no meat points at some of them even. So when it's cut by hand, recut that. We can see when it's cut by hand. I'm gonna put this amethyst back up there. But you can see with your eye and know when to stop. So like it'll be like, okay, if I want this to line up and the meat points to line up perfectly, I gotta stop right now, and I can't cut it as deep as all the other ones. Whereas when you program a machine to do it, it's gonna be like, I don't care about meat points. I'm going to just cut to the same depth the whole way around. So when you do it by hand, you end up with something like this, where all of your meat points are perfect. They're sharp, they're crisp, and in the end, you get a much nicer looking stone. So yeah, there you go, Ark. There's your explanation for I don't remember what, but but there it is. Yes, sexy. So we'll fast it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna call it a night. I normally end, but hey, we've got a lot of people in here. I might as well show you what we do. First thing we do, get moist. Very moist. Too moist. Too moist. Okay. And then, so what this is doing, what I'm at an angle, I'm at 79.2 degrees. And what we're doing is, if you take a look at the diagram down low, I don't even know where my diagram is. Here it is. The diagram down low in the lower right-hand corner, that's the bottom of the gemstone. You'll see it's labeled, and the bottom of the stone is called the pavilion. And we are currently faceting letter C on there. You actually might be able to see C better in the lower left-hand corner there, because that's the side of the stone. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything, please ask. I love talking about what I do. So now what I'm doing, when I pick this up, when I pick it up and look, I'm looking for that meat point on here. Let me see here. I might be able to show it to you too. Let's see. I'm gonna get it nice and moist so you can see. See if it'll work this time. Nope, there's too much going on. You see that corner? No, maybe not. Nope, too much going on in the stone. But anyway, here's our turquoise. Don't worry, Sibis. We'll get more, what do you call it? We'll get more emotes once we become partner. It is a gorgeous turquoise, and I'm very excited to make this into a 20-sided die, because it's going to be gorgeous. How do you make sure that the angle stays true when you flip it over? That is where our... I call it the transfer tower. I call it the transfer tower. But around here, we also call it Doppy. So we put one stone up top here, and we put one stone down here, and then we bring it together. And then that fuses it to the other dop stick. So at one point or another, you have one stone attached to another stick, and then you take the old one off, and then you have one to do the other side of. Does that make sense? Yes, my dops are keyed. Do you have to true it on the dop stick? So Nappy, what I do is, you look at the rough before you dop it up, before you put it on the stick, and you look at it to see how best to position it. So it's all just done by eye and experience. Sorry, Sibis. So what I do is I put a marker. I take a marker and I put a little dot where I want it to line up with the wax or with the dop stick, where I want the middle of the stone to be, and then I try my best to line that up when I attach it. And these facets actually take a long time because they're so large. This is why dice take so long to facet too, because you just have such large faces that it just takes a while. What up, Control? Thanks for joining. What was that? Oh, that was 96. Is that all of them? All right. That's actually all of them. Sweet. So now we're gonna spin out the wheel so we get all the water off of it so it doesn't rust. Yeah, wax is way faster. Yeah, the faceting grinder is really interesting to me. You're a machinist and you run... Wow, we have a lot of machinists in here. Thanks, guys, for finding an interest in my hobby. I really appreciate it. 5-axis diamond grinders every day, so this is totally different take on something you apply otherwise. Yeah, man. Yeah, you could probably build one of these. But yeah, guys, so that's what I do. I'm over my time for the night, so I'm actually going to call it a night. Should we raid someone? Let's do it. Unless anyone's got any other questions, I'd love to answer them. Oh yeah, oh, here, let me bring you over here. I stream every Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central. Can you design a die that is a bit concave with more facets? So I can't do concave on this machine. But if I had a different machine, I totally could. Yes. No, that was Turquoise. Turquoise, not Amazonite. However, I have done Amazonite. It's a lot of fun. Alright, I'm going to have you guys take a look at this while I find us someone to raid. Also, if you enjoyed yourself tonight, consider pressing that follow button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate everyone's support. Thank you so much. 18-20 hour drive, maybe. Alright, I'll be there soon. We're gonna go check out Apache. Apache is a glass blower. Apache Flameworks is awesome and a lot of fun. He makes really cool marbles. He actually just got a glass faceting thing. Do different gems have noticeably different durometers that you have to feel out? What do you mean by durometers? Do you mean like how easily they cut? Because different gemstones definitely cut differently. Oh, that's sweet control. Hardness, yes. Yes, they all have different hardnesses. And you can definitely feel it when you facet. 100%. It's from 0 to 10. 10 is a diamond. The Mohs hardness scale. Alright, guys. We're going to get ready to raid here. You have a wonderful night. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday and next week on Friday for Jackbox Games, where I give away Amazon gift cards and a special Christmas gift. All right, be peaceful to one another. Try to use less plastic. Save the earth. Bye.